Hey everyone, welcome back to How to Train Your Gavin. And today I have another incredible author on my channel, the author who debuted last year with one of my favorite middle grades of 2020, The Ship of Shadows. And we are celebrating the sequel today. And it is Maria Kuzniar. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel, Mia. I am so happy you're here.
Hi everyone, thanks so much for having me, Gav. I love being here. Always fun chatting to you.
I love chatting to you as well, because this is actually our second interview pretty much. We did an Instagram one last year for the first Ship of Shadows, and now we're on my channel now. We were on your Instagram last time. We are on my YouTube this time. It's almost come full circle. I love it. We're just besties now.
Tour of our social media.
Ooh, what next? What next? So I'm actually, I don't know what else I've got, to be honest. I've got nothing else to give.
I don't know.
Anyway, yes, we are celebrating the incredible brand. I'm not too sure either. We are celebrating the incredible release of The Secrets of the Stars, which is the sequel to The Ship of Shadows, which came out yesterday. Which, I mean, how are you feeling about that at the minute, Mia? How did yesterday go?
Oh, it was so lovely. My author friend Amy, I think you know her. She wrote Mina and the Undead. Yeah. Brilliant book. She came to Nottingham to spend the day with me, and we went to Wardstones. We got to sign copies of our books together, eat a lot of cake. It was so lovely. And then my husband took me out for cocktails yesterday evening. My brain's all scattered. It's been a really long day. And yeah, it was just lovely. And the response has been so nice to see from everyone.
Nice. Oh, and I do want to say, like, can you hear me okay as well, Mia? I think my internet's being weird again.
I think we've got a lag.
Yes. Sorry, guys. Right, I'm just going to quickly remove myself from it again and then come back in. That seemed to work the last time. But yeah, it's my internet. Honestly, it's been weird. So I'll be... There we go. I'm back. Is this better?
I mean, I think so. Time will tell. Time will tell. We seem to have some kind of like
time will. Yeah, we do have a curse. I'm going to remove you for a second as well. See if that jumps things too. Okay, right. Has this apparently worked? Like, can everyone in the comments let us know? Do we sound okay? Do we look okay? Let us know. Oh, we've got Amy in the chat. We've got Amy here. Hi, Amy. Oh, it arrived today. Yay. I'm so glad. You're going to love it, Amy. You are going to love it. I think it's going to be awesome. And no, this isn't my flat. This is just my house, and it has the worst Wi-Fi. So hopefully when I move, I'll be able to do another interview with Mia so that we can get back to just doing a proper stream without internet problems. Anyway, Mia, I don't know if you've seen many of my other interviews, but I usually start off with firstly, a toast to the author for the brand new book. So do you have your rum?
I don't, but I have some wine, so...
Okay, wine's still good. Wine is good. So I have rum. I read.
Oh, you're a better pirate than me, Gav.
So you're the one who writes the incredible pirate stories. I'm just the one who brings the rum. So it's like two different sides of a pirate coin, isn't it?
Well, I mean, you'd be welcome on board my pirate ship. Just bring the rum.
Yay.
It's all good.
Well, as long as I'm not driving, I can't drink and drive a pirate ship at the same time. We've got some really nice comments.
Crash into, right?
Yeah, unless we have a villain come up behind us trying to get the map before us, but other than that, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Olivia says that she's 50 pages from the end, and oh my god, it's so good. Yes, Olivia. Also, Michael, my class, and I absolutely loved book 1 and so excited for book 2. I love it. I love it. Keep the positive comments coming. Keep them coming. So yeah, we are doing a spoiler-free discussion of The Ship of Shadows and the brand new Secrets of the Stars in this live show. So don't worry if you haven't yet read them. Our job today is to convince you to go out there, buy them, because I have all of the links in the description box. to buy Secrets of the Stars, but also the Ship of Shadows, as well as Mia's socials. So please do go and follow Mia on all of the socials. So yes, we are going to be doing a little bit of a random icebreaker round to begin with. Mia, I did not give you these questions, so I hope you're prepared. Yeah. Yes, get the drink. They're not too bad. So the first random question is, what is something that's on your bucket list?
Oh, okay, this is really random, but I really want to go to Uzbekistan.
Oh, nice. Any particular reason? Is it for research?
No. Well, I mean, it may end up being that way, but it just looks absolutely amazing. Just so stunning. And I don't know many people that have been, but like, it looks like so cool. Like you've got these ancient Silk Road cities, and just want to go.
You're selling that to me as well. Selling it just like we don't need to sell Ship of Shadows to Tracy because she's already bought the sequel. So fantastic. Thanks, Tracy.
Thanks, Tracy.
So what is the best hot chocolate flavor or syrup for a hot drink?
Do you know, I just really love a classic hot chocolate, just really nice and rich and chocolatey, maybe with like a bit of hazelnut, so it tastes a bit like a praline, and then like lots of whipped cream, kind of more grated chocolate on the top.
Oh my gosh, yes, I need it now. That's amazing. Do you not like maybe a pumpkin spice latte as well?
Oh God, yeah. I really love a pumpkin spice frappuccino. I don't know how I can drink cold drinks, like even in winter, but I can. I love a good pumpkin spice. I also love all the winter flavors Starbucks bring out every year.
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, I don't go to Costa much, but I feel like Costa also have some good wintry selections. They do. They had the purple one, I think, is it Celebrations? I think the sweet thing, I think it's the purple one. It might be the wrong one, but they did a purple one latte for winter, and it was beautiful. It was really nice. But no, you're a Starbucks girl.
Issue I have with Costa is all of their iced coffees are like gloop.
Oh, okay. I mean, I would agree with that, to be fair. I mean, we're Starbucks girls through and through, really. We are. Oh, Quality Street. That's what it is. Quality Street. So I know in the Ship of Shadows, we have a character who is absolutely obsessed with cake. So I'm wondering, well, two questions. One, what is the best flavor of cake? But two, is carrot cake an abomination?
No, I like carrot cake.
Me too. Everyone says it's awful. Everyone says it's awful and it shouldn't exist. But I'm like, no, it's great.
It is great. Cream cheese frosting. Oh, so good. Favorite flavor of cake? That is a really, really hard one. I don't think I have a favorite flavor. I kind of like to try different flavors, and like it depends on my mood a lot. It's kind of a cop-out answer, but it's really true.
It's fine. I mean, Mia, I will give you anything. If you want to cop out of all the answers, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, yeah. I mean, people do like carrot cake in the comments, actually, but I have had arguments with people in the past about not liking carrot cake, so I had to ask. You're all about like cozy vibes as well, but do you have a favorite comfort movie?
Oh, movie, no. TV show, yes. I love the Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
And as soon as it hits autumn, as soon as it hits autumn in my mind, which is more like August, when I'm like, okay, I really want it to be autumn now, I start rewatching it. And I stop kind of when I'm in like a Christmassy mood. So every year I kind of rewatch a portion of it. I think I got up to around somewhere in season 5 the last time I was rewatching. So when I start rewatching it again this year, I'll be starting at that point. It's like my annual tradition.
Right. Okay. So now you can actually like finish the series this year. So like if you only get to a certain point, you'll start from season 5 this year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good show. It
just sort of loops around, and I love it.
Oh, you know what? The show. I watched it for the very first time, I think, just under 2 years ago now, and yeah, it took me a while to watch it, but it was the best. Who's your favorite character then? Who's your favorite character from Gilmore Girls?
Oh, it's a hard question. Probably, I feel like Lorelai. I feel like I'm quite similar to her. I'm quite hyperactive, and I love snow, and yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we're both Lorelais. We are both. Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's a fantastic character. One of my favorites on any TV show, really. Uh, so what in real life is the closest thing to magic?
Oh, it's got to be reading. It's got to be reading. It just reading a book, it just transports you, and it just makes you believe in magic when you're reading like a really good fantasy or a really good magical book. You're just in it. You're just experiencing it. I think that's got to be the closest thing to magic. That, or when you travel somewhere and you see something that quite literally just makes you like, oh, that's a really good feeling as well.
Okay, are you magical? Because my next question was, what's the best place you visited? So I'm like, you knew.
Oh, I'm on to you, Gav. Okay,
you are. You read me like a book.
It's got to be Norway, because I went to the Arctic in Norway. I went to Tromsø, and I saw the Northern Lights twice there, and it's just so beautiful. There's just nothing like it.
I can only imagine. I seriously can. I can imagine through books, like, because I've never been to Norway, but I can see it through books, and it just, that's magical to read about. I'll need to see it one day. What were you like when you were Aleja's age?
I mean, I was just desperate for an adventure. I was like playing outside in the woods, making dens, riding around everywhere on my bike. I just reading everything I could, kind of getting up to mischief a bit. Yeah, I just really
it hasn't changed.
No.
Yeah, you haven't changed then. Always getting in trouble.
I'm not in the woods making dens anymore, but
well, that we know of.
Yeah. Off to Sherwood Forest this weekend.
Ooh. Oh, lovely.
I was joking.
Have you? Okay, good, because you're very good at telling stories, so I believed you there. I believed you. Going to Sherwood Forest to make dens. I mean, it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea at all. I wouldn't judge you. So, have you read anything recently that you would recommend?
Oh, I've read middle grade wise. I've read Other Land by Louise Stowell, and that is just brilliant. Have you read it?
I've got it, but I haven't read it yet.
It's really good. It's really good. It's just this.
It's up there.
Yeah. It's just this brilliant, very fast-paced middle grade about this really cool main character. Like, she gets into so much trouble. It's just so brilliant. And then her friend, and they go off to rescue her friend's brother, who's been taken to Fairyland, Other Land. Wine's already hitting. I can't remember what it was called.
So I love to see it.
They go off on this quest. There's fairies. It's brilliant. You should read it.
Oh my gosh, I will. I had to read Secrets of the Stars first because that came. Okay, so I do a TBR every month, and it's like usually set. But then Secrets of the Stars came, and I was like, well, my TBR's gone out the window now, hasn't it? So I'll have to do that with Other Land now, because that is on my list. It's high on my list.
It's good, and it's Louise really funny as well. So, and she can be quite dark at times. So it's just brilliant.
Ooh. Well, I love her from Twitter as well, because I do follow her on Twitter, and she looks awesome, like such an awesome person. So, last random question before we head into the serious grown-up questions now. Tell me a moment from this past year that has really made you happy.
I don't know. there's been quite a few actually. It's been so nice having my second book published and seeing it in a bookshop yesterday for the first time. There's this big stack of them by the till. That was really, really nice to see. Yeah, that was really lovely. I'm gonna choose that one.
Living the dream. Okay, I'll let you choose the one. I mean, I thought you would choose like a million, but yeah, it's good that you're chosen the one. But yeah, you've got so much to be happy about and so much to even look forward to this year as well, because there's still more to come from you. So did you when you were writing, just like in general, like before you became a proper author, like before you became published and everything like that, I mean, one, did you ever think that you would become a successfully published author? And two, what was life like before you became an author?
Okay, so before I became an author, I was living in Spain with my husband, Michael, and we were teaching English, and life was pretty good. You know, I loved living in Spain. We're in this really cool small town. It was very, very authentic. We were traveling all around the world on all of our holidays. But there was always some part of me that I've always wanted to be an author. That has always been my main dream, my biggest goal. And I kind of couldn't see a way to it then. So when we moved back to the UK about 5 years ago now, we decided between us that I would take 18 months off to just write, dedicate all my time to just writing and see if I could get an agent by the end of it. And if not, I was going to go and, start looking for work and things. But I actually signed with my agent on the day of my deadline when I started handing in my CV to like different places around Nottingham. She emailed that very night with an offer of representation.
Oh my God, that's incredible. That's like a whirlwind romance.
I know. She swooped in and she just saved me, Gav.
Oh, bless her. What's her name? Who's your agent?
She's called Therese Cohen, and she's with Hardman and Swainson, and she's brilliant. She also represents Alex Bell with the Polar Bear Explorers Club series.
Yes, I believe I do follow her on Twitter as well, actually. Yeah. Oh, like amazing. I'm so glad she did that, because she gave us, well, I mean, you gave us, but like she helped you to get to, achieve your dreams as well. Like like it's so amazing. Like that is incredible. And I bet like not a lot of authors could say that at all.
No, the timing was just brilliant. And I'd only queried her 4 days before. And she's one of those rare agencies where they actually want you to attach your whole manuscript. So you don't get the email asking for a full manuscript. If they like it, they keep reading. If they don't, they don't. So it wasn't on my radar that she was interested at all. But 4 days after I queried her, she just offered me representation. And yeah, it was just amazing. It just blew me away.
Oh, well, we are grateful to her so much. Your husband sounds amazing. Kendra also says that your husband also sounds amazing. Like the fact that you were in Spain for that amount of time as well, and the fact that he allowed you to, you have this relationship where you can do what you need to do to, pursue your passions as well. It's incredible.
Yeah. He is brilliant. He's so lovely. I honestly couldn't have done it without him because, as you know, obviously starting out as an author, you don't make the most of money. So you either need to have another form of income or someone supporting you. And my husband's been supporting me throughout the whole time. And he's been just brilliant. He's always been so supportive of everything I do. So thank you.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Out in the other room. So
hi. Thanks for watching. Your wife is awesome. So again, like, then did you think, even before that, or even during that you would be able to, like, find that success that you've had so far? Like, do you still pinch yourself now? Like, I've got 2 books out now. I've got another one coming out. Like, do you still pinch yourself? Like, do you believe it?
Yeah, I definitely do still pinch myself. Sometimes I randomly start crying when like I talk about it, or my husband will be like, "Oh, you've done this and you've done that and you've done this, isn't it amazing?" And I'll be like, and it just feels so emotional. Like you just have that moment of just remembering it all, and you're like, "Oh, you're right," because kind of get swept up in things like, "Oh, I've got edits, I've got deadlines." You forget now and then. So when you get a reminder, it just feels really, really good. But to answer your question, no, I didn't realize that I'd be like, you know, I didn't even know if I'd ever get published. I just knew I really, really had to try. It was what I wanted to do more than anything. So I had to go for it.
Oh, inspiring us all. Did anyone inspire you before? So when you said that you had, gone on to do all that writing and then querying, did anyone or anything like inspire you to make that leap? Was it your husband? Like, was it the fact that he was so supportive, or was it just that because you had that passion inside of you that just bursting to come out, that it was just like, yeah, it's about time to do this? So how did you even at that time? How did you start to write? How did you what was that whole process like? For I mean, I'm assuming the first thing you wrote was The Ship of Shadows. I mean, did you write anything before that, or no?
Yes, no. So I've written a few books before that. I've kind of always tinkered about with writing. So it wasn't like I just began writing for the first time during those 18 months. That's just when I began doing it. Like I started doing it as like a full-time job then. Like I'd wake up in the morning, I would write all day, and I would do that every single day, and I'd only have the weekends off. So I was really putting everything into it then. But before that, I did write. It was just a lot slower and kind of here and there, or it wasn't as serious, or you'd kind of abandon things. The Ship of Shadows was the second book I wrote and queried in that 18-month period. The first one was like a gender-bent retelling of Robin Hood, because I'm living in Nottingham. That was a YA story that it got a few full manuscript requests, so I was kind of really close, but it didn't quite get there. And then I wrote The Ship of Shadows, and yeah, I got more nibbles with that, so I knew I was on the right track.
Ooh, can you tell us at all if you are still going to try and pursue the Robin Hood sort of retelling, or is that top secret?
I mean, it'd be something I'd be tempted to kind of maybe rewrite, because obviously I feel like my writing abilities have developed since then. So I feel like I'm a better writer now than I was then. So I'd be tempted to maybe rewrite it, maybe in a different age group or something, but I don't have any immediate plans for it. And when I say that, I have a million ideas. So that's just like one of many kind of floating around in there. It's nothing I'm doing like immediately or anytime soon.
Fair. I did because I watched your interview with Amy, author of Mina and the Undead, and you said about your drafting process being like you'd write 3 drafts of the same book, and it's just like that blew my mind, because I don't think like anyone realizes just how much effort goes into a manuscript, and that sounds to me like a lot of effort that you really want to make sure that it's perfect, and that you do. I mean, you go through it in different stages, don't you? But like you're building up to something, and you put so much work and effort into it. So I know it sounds like, oh, you've got the agent rather quickly, but you put so much work and effort into getting to that point. So what's it like for you to draft? Like, is it like a really grueling experience, or do you actually love it?
Oh, it comes and goes. Some weeks I'm like, yeah, this is great. I'm loving it. Everyone's going to love this. And other weeks I'm like, oh my God, I hate everything. Like, you know, why am I even a writer? So I definitely have that kind of love-hate relationship. It depends what part I'm at. Yes, I write 3 drafts, and I have quite a weird drafting process compared to other authors. There's not many that do it my way, but it really helps me. So I'm going to tell you what I do in case it really helps you. So,
yeah, please.
So what I do, I'm writing my first draft, really rough as we go along, la la la. And when I hit a bit where I can't quite think what to write, or I get a bit stuck, I bullet point what needs to happen, and then I carry on writing the next bit. So by the end of the draft, I have big chunks missing that are just bullet points. Sometimes I have like entire chapters missing. Sometimes I think my record is 10 chapters in a row that were just not there yet. They were just all bullet pointed.
I can imagine that making the final draft, and like people just being like, is this intentional? Are we having to make the story up ourselves?
Yeah. So then my second draft, I go back to the beginning and I go through it all again and I start filling it out, but there are still some gaps. And then the third draft, I fill in the final gaps. And by then it's kind of all fleshed out. And because I've gone over the rest of it, I've kind of improved that as well. Like I've edited it as I've gone along. But I find I don't need to make any big plot edits this way, because you don't write yourself into plot holes. because you're leaving out the bits that you don't know enough to write yet, if that makes sense. And then you come back to it. And then you come back to it when you know the characters more, when you know the plot more, where you know where the plot's headed. So I feel like you're better equipped to deal with it then, and you can write it better the first time.
Right. Okay. That's, you know what, that could revolutionize my life, because I'm trying to write something now as well, and I just find myself going in circles and circles. That could help me. So thank you so much for that tip.
Yeah, I just find it just stops you going in circles. You bullet point your way out of the stuck bit, and then you carry on writing, find your way back into the story. It's really useful.
Have you ever thought of becoming a writing coach at all? Because that just sounds like so good.
No, I just have one method. So if it doesn't work for you, I don't think I can help you.
Oh, I see some like great comments, questions as well in the comments. So anybody who's asking questions, keep them coming, and I'll ask them at because so I'm a bit of a what's the word? I'm very particular about like how I interview and stuff. Like I like to do it in sections, so I will try and remember who's asked what, and then I'll ask them at the right time. So I'll do that. I also love these comments as well. Need that retelling of Robin. Yeah, right. Like everybody's wanting it at the minute. We need that story. That's a really clever way of writing. Tempted. Yeah, try it out. Let us know how it goes.
Definitely.
Let us know. So what is it like? Because you have the Ship of Shadows series, but then you also have another adult book that's coming out this year as well. What's it like writing children's fiction and adult books? And is there anything challenging about like trying to balance the two?
I find it's okay balancing the two if I'm not working on them like at the same time, because I can kind of reshift my brain into that. And to be honest, I find there are different things that I find challenging about each one. And there are different things that I find rewarding about each one. So I just love them both. I can never pick. Each one kind of offers me a different avenue of possibilities, of worlds to explore. And I love all of them.
Yeah. As you should. As you should. I love all of them. Because I have read everything you've done so far, actually. That's I'm proud of that.
You have. Thank you so much.
Literally, I'm such a stan. Do you have any fond author memories that you can share? Because I know it's hard, because when you were writing, I mean, you would have been writing the Ship of Shadows and stuff. When you got published, we'd just gone out of like a lockdown, and you wouldn't have really been able to have had like any kind of author events or like, you know, the launch parties. I mean, we're gonna hold them. We're gonna have a huge one. We're gonna have a huge one when everything's relaxed and stuff. It's gonna be epic. But do you have any fond like author memories like from online that maybe that you can share, or any fond fan kind of experiences that you've had online as well?
Oh, I've had a few parents contact me with pictures of their children reading The Ship of Shadows and telling me there was one particular girl. Obviously, I can't share any of this publicly because she's only young. Photos, I mean, not the story. She's only 7, and apparently she cried her eyes out when she finished The Ship of Shadows because it had ended.
Oh,
I know. So sweet. And I've recently been DM'd pictures of her sort of reading the second book, The Secrets of the Stars, and she's reading it in the garden, and she's got like this really cool like climbing thing, and she's on it, and I just imagine her being like Aleha, like that's the kind of thing Aleha totally would have done, like climb up somewhere and read, and I just love it so much. That's
incredible. She is a real life Aleha. So that's just like, you have real, you know what? Can you imagine maybe this year for Halloween, people are going to dress up as her, like dress up as your characters?
Oh my God.
Has somebody done that yet?
For World Book Day, someone dressed up as Francis and shared the picture with me. Well, their parents shared the picture with me, and that was very cool. But I like the Halloween.
I love that. Yeah, like I know everyone out on Halloween dressed as the pirates, as the crew from the Ship of Shadows. Honestly, if I was at uni still and I got my girlfriends out, we would all be characters. I would be Captain Quint, 100%.
Actually, fun story. When I was at uni, there was a pirate night, and I was full on dressed as a pirate, And that's where I met my husband for the very first time, dressed as a pirate on pirate night. So pirates are very much my kind of lucky thing.
Oh my, that's incredible, especially since like obviously your debut as pirate and like that happened and oh, we need to keep this going. So we're gonna have to have like 1 million books in this series then. We're just gonna keep the pirate stuff coming. All right, I want to try and remember these. I've got some really great questions in the comments. So can we talk about the Ship of Shadows now, actually? And one of the questions was, what was it that inspired you to write the Ship of Shadows? But firstly, can you tell us what it's about so people who haven't yet read it can, you know, be convinced to pick it up? Because come on, guys, I've mentioned it on my channel for the last year. You should have picked it up by now.
Okay, so the Ship of Shadows is about an all-female crew on board this haunted, kraken-nibbled pirate ship that has plenty of cake. Like, it's just oozing with cupboards of cake, basically. It's a magic pirate ship, and they are traveling all around the world to find the pieces of this map that, when assembled, will show you kind of all the mysteries and secrets of the world.
Oh. I mean, if that doesn't convince you, seriously, cake, okay? Cake. That's all you need to know. So what was it that inspired you to, I mean, you had been in Spain for such a long time, and I'm imagining a lot of that inspiration came from your adventures yourself, because you are essentially a real-life Aleja.
I mean, Aleja's far braver than I am, I have to say. You should have seen me my first time in a rowing boat, Gav. I was not a fan.
I'm sure you were fine.
Anyway, so as I said before, I have loads of ideas all the time floating around. So I have like these little notebooks, really, really small notebooks, where I just write like a snippet of an idea on each page. And one of them was like, girl working in a tavern in Seville wants to like escape. And that was all the idea I had. I didn't even know if it's middle grade or YA or whatever. And then I went on holiday to Morocco, to Marrakesh, and it just really kind of inspired me. It just set my imagination aflame, all the kind of colors and patterns and textures and, you know, the mounds of the spices and exploring the Medina with like the snake charmers and everything. It was just such a sensory place that I just knew I wanted to set a book there. And that was the idea that popped into my head. And as soon as I had that idea, some of the characters started like appearing in my head, just fully formed. So I knew I'd hit the right idea.
Oh, so I was going to ask as well, like Aleja, I was going to say, like, was she a struggle to write? I guess because she is a little bit, well, quite like you in a way. So I feel like maybe that could make it a bit more tougher to write. Like, how do you separate yourself from the main character almost? But I kind of got like very like Lyra vibes from like Northern Lights from her. Like, she's so up for like anything and the right question. She thinks she's got like a lot of things like sussed out. So like, yeah, I was gonna say, like, with you saying that they're fully formed, so I guess there weren't too much of a challenge to make them more complex in your writing with their stories and things, because they came rather naturally to you because this was the right story to tell.
Well, first of all, Northern Lights is like my #1 favorite book of all time. That was why I went to the Arctic in Norway, was because I'd always wanted to go, because when I was young and I read Northern Lights, like, I actually play acted that book out. Like, my mum had this really kind of white fluffy dressing gown, so I used to put it across my bedroom floor and pretend it was snow and that all my teddy bears were the armored bears. So yeah, Lyra's very much always been an inspiration. I have some strong similarities with Aleja, but she's not based on me. She's kind of sneakier than I am. She's braver than I am. But she does have my sense of kind of wanderlust and wanting to explore. That I gave to her straight from me. And yes, so Aleja appeared in my head just fully formed. I actually started dreaming about her when I was in Morocco, and we were only there for a week, so she really just kind of appeared. Yeah. She was followed very quickly by Captain Quint, and then Malika, and then Francis. So those first 4 pirates all appeared fully formed straight away. But the rest I had to work on and kind of slowly put together and kind of sit there with my notebook, piece them together over the following like weeks and months when I was writing it. So it's really fine if your characters do not appear fully formed in your head. Like, it doesn't matter if you have to work for them or not. Like, both the ways, I've ended up loving like all the characters. So
same. Same. I missed these comments because we've gotten quite a lot of comments. I missed this, but when we were talking about your husband, Michael, he does sound amazing. My wife is the best. I'm so sorry, Michael. I totally missed this. We do have like some great comments, and I'm trying to get to the questions as well, because there are some great ones. So yeah, one of the main selling points for the Ship of Shadows is the fact that you do have. I mean, one of the reasons why I love the Ship of Shadows is the characters and like the character work and how relatable at least one of them is to each person. So what I wanted to ask as well is, was it like important for you to write an all-female cast? And I love that Claire also picked up on this, because how important was it to you to make the pirate crew all female? Did you know straight away that's what you wanted to do?
Okay, so going back to that hotel room in Morocco, I was sat there with my husband, Michael, and I was kind of talking about pirates, and then I realized this was before the characters popped into my head. So this was literally like day one. And I was kind of thinking, oh, pirates. What kind of pirate ship would she run away to? And every time I thought of pirates, I got kind of like Jack Sparrow in my head. Like, you think pirates, you kind of think the stereotypical male pirate kind of image. So then I went on a bit of a feminist rant to Michael, and I was like, why? Why are all the pirates male? Like, what's going on with that? And he was like, well, you don't have to write male pirates. And I said, I'm not going to write male pirates. And then it kind of, then it spiraled from there. And then I started getting the pirates popping into my head. And yeah.
Oh, I love that so much. I'm not going to write male pirate. I love that. I love that so much.
Yeah.
Sasha, Cake, all I needed to know. So when you were developing your other characters, do you have a favorite character that you like to write? And is it Francis? And what was the whole reason for Francis loving Cake so much?
Oh, I don't know what the reason was for Francis loving Cake. I just loved writing that, so I put it in. That was just a very kind of whimsical moment of me, and I liked it, so it stuck, and it kind of spiraled. But no, I loved writing Francis. I think the scenes of Francis and Aleha are some of my favorites to write. Just the way they spark off each other. Francis's stories, which get even more kind of gruesome and scary, and Secrets of the Stars. Yeah, they're just so much fun to write. I also like writing about Velka as well. You see more of her in Secrets of the Stars, and I found that quite fun to write as well.
Oh my gosh, people have so much to look forward to in Secrets of the Stars. It's unreal. And you know what, I feel like you answered these questions, but like a couple of people did want to know, who is your favorite character in the book? Do you have a favorite crew member? Do you know who would it be? Mine would be Captain Quinn, like outright favorite. I just absolutely love her. Yeah, is she like really fun to write as well? Because she has to kind of play a bit of a baddie as well to the girls, because she is the captain, but sometimes not all of the decisions that the other characters make are what's best for like the crew sometimes. Like, especially with us having like some younger members as well, like Aleha, Francis, they want to go on adventures, but it's not always possible to do that. And Captain Quinn has to be the sort of, like, you know what I mean? So like, she must be so good to write.
Oh yeah, I love her so much. She's brilliant. I love she kind of has this kind of whimsical, eccentric side to her as well. She is also a bit like, I imagine, an adult Aleha would be like a little bit, because she has that same urge for travel, for wanderlust. And I feel like Aleha really looks up to her and kind of admires her. And I feel like Aleha is a little bit like a younger version of her almost. And that's why Captain Quint's like a bit indulgent towards Aleha when she comes like bursting into her cabin. And yeah, I think she tolerates her more because of that. Because she sees herself a little bit.
That makes a lot of sense, actually, especially since I find the characters to be a bit of a found family kind of thing. Like, you have the friendships, but also their like kind of bond runs so deep, especially when it's tied to the Ship of Shadows. Can you let us know like how you came about the idea for the actual ship and the magic system of the ship? And were you excited when you like first thought of it? Were you like, oh my gosh, like, I'm a genius? Like, did you ever like think of that like that way about your creation?
Well, the ship kind of evolved over time. It kind of, I wrote in like some magical bits, and then my editor read it and she was like, I love these bits, I want more of these bits. So I went over and I wrote more and I made it more magical. So that part of it actually kind of evolved over time. Like when I queried my agent with the Ship of Shadows, it was a lot shorter and it didn't even have Penumbra or Joffrey in it yet.
Ah.
Yeah. So it kind of I know.
That shocks me.
I know, but when I first met my agent in London, I was like, oh, I've already got more ideas. I want to put this like grumpy ghost on it, and there's got to be this owl. Yeah. And she was like, yes, go for it.
I love that so much. Oh, the costumes at the beginning of book 2 sound awesome. I want one. Yes, Erin. We need a lot of fan art. I would love to see more fan art of the Ship of Shadows. Honestly, I would love to see. Yes, if anybody's watching this and makes fan art, please do show us. Like, it would mean the world. I will try, Mia. I will try to do some fan art, but I can't really draw very well. But I will try.
It's okay.
What's your favorite? God loves a trier. What's your favorite pirate story? That's a good question. Do you have a favorite pirate story, or like have you heard any like legends about pirates that have really stuck with you?
Oh God, I've read so many and I can't remember the details for any of them right now.
It's what happens, you know, whenever I get asked like what's my favorite book, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I read so many books, I can't remember what I've read. I totally get that.
There have been some really, really cool pirates, though, especially some very cool female pirate stories. Also in the golden age of piracy, which is when this book is set, but I cannot remember the details of them off the top of my head. I'm so
sorry. You know what? Everyone follow Mia on like Twitter and Instagram and ask when Mia hasn't had wine. Yeah, and when Mia can like ditch and hasn't had wine. This is a good one. Do you have any favorite scenes in the book that you've written?
Ooh, which book? The first one or the second one, or?
Oh, well, we can say that because we'll segue into the second one in a moment. If you want to start with the first one and then maybe the second one that you mentioned, yeah, like spoiler free as much as possible.
I'm trying to think of my favorite scene that's spoiler free. Oh, I like at the beginning of the Ship of Shadows when Francis is giving Aleha like a tour of it. There's also like a kind of montagey bit where they're exploring like secret tunnels and their hair turns all glittery and there's like magical like waterfalls of glitter and things down in the secret tunnels. And yeah, I love that bit.
Oh my. Yeah, that's a fantastic part. I love the being in the desert in the first one. Like, I just absolutely, yeah, I could really feel, because a few people have actually mentioned this. Even just like Olivia saying like the descriptions of the cake was so amazing in the first book and stuff. But like just the descriptions in general, like you're such a descriptive writer that it really comes across, and it's perfect as well. Like, I know we're not talking about Midnight in Everwood yet, but it's perfect in that book. Like, honestly, guys, like. Yeah. Just read my review of it, but yeah.
Lots of cake there too.
So, yes, lots of confectionery kind of descriptions and all of that. So we'll go on to Secrets of the Stars because I want to make sure that we give that the attention it deserves. But with the Ship of Shadows, like firstly, like as a debut author, were you nervous about people actually reading it? And then when the book actually came out, like what was that feeling like? The say like release day last year, like were you a nervous wreck? Were you like, what were your thoughts and feelings about actually stepping out into the world as a published author?
Oh yeah, I was really nervous. I think anytime you publish either something for the first time or something different, you feel that kind of terror of what are people going to think? I didn't feel it on release day because kind of people had read digital proofs before then. It'd been on NetGalley. So that's when I feel it, when it first starts going out into the world and you get like the first reviews, the first responses, and it's kind of your first idea of what people are going to think of it, what its reception's going to be. That's when I felt it. I don't feel it so much with Secrets of the Stars. I feel it a little bit. I'm a little bit nervous. I want people to like it. But I feel like if they enjoyed The Ship of Shadows, hopefully they will enjoy this, because I feel like it's a better book than The Ship of Shadows.
I would agree, because I mean, I love The Ship of Shadows, and you know what? I'm so glad. But Brit from Basically Brit, she's like one of my like friends on BookTube. She read Ship of Shadows last year. Fave middle grade that she read last year as well.
Thank you. That's so lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for popping along, Brit. But yeah, so I also agree. Like, Brit, you called me to read the second one. I would agree. It's like it is. I feel like everything that you had in the first book, like everything that you loved about the first book, like the characters, the adventure, the mystery, there's more tension in this one. There's a bit more like scary moments. And there's a bit in this that honestly, like, just my heart just went, what? Like, just oh my God, like me, I've DM'd you about this. And it's just like, I really did. So like, guys, if you're really intrigued to know what I'm talking about, you know what to do. But with book 2 then, what can like from Secrets of the Stars? Oh, sorry, am I back? Oh,
you're back. You're back.
Oh, am I back?
Yeah, you're
awesome.
back.
And what can readers expect from the second book? Good.
So, the Secrets of the Stars, you can expect even more adventure than the first book. Like, a lot more of the world is covered in this book, which I found very exciting, because, as you know, I love traveling so much. There's a lot more danger, as Gav has said. Things are a bit darker as well, and Aleha's kind of finding her feet a bit more, so there are some tensions there, some kind of growing pains. There's a lot more cake. There are a lot more kind of foes and evil people kind of hiding in the shadows.
That was a fantastic villain laugh. That was a true villain laugh there. It was like,
I don't know what to say to not spoil it.
I know. It's hard, isn't it? Well, you know what? I feel like what me and you need to do, and hopefully the next time we do, I mean, obviously there's loads more questions. Next time we do this, we are going to do a spoiler-filled one, and it's going to be when everything's said and done. We're going to talk like in depth about everything. Just, you know, it's going to be an exclusive.
Oh my God,
it's going to be an exclusive.
Let's
do it. Let's do it.
When you DM'd me and said that there was like that bit that you were like so shocked at, I actually couldn't tell which bit you meant, because there are 2 bits in the book where I'm like, ooh, which one is it?
Yeah, there were a good few bits, but there was one bit. Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
I was going to say, on the other bit, not the bit that got you, on the other bit, my editor left a note during edit saying, oh my God, my heart just stopped.
That's such good feedback from an editor as well. That's incredible.
So lovely.
Oh, I love that. Also, Ashley is here from A Frolic Through Fiction. Hi, Ashley. So yes, Secrets of the Stars. Sorry, my internet connection just ruins everything. So the next time we're going to do this as well, we're going to do it in person. It's going to be an in-person event.
Oh my God, let's do it.
Let's do it, and it's not going to be any connection issues because we're going to be there in person. It's going to be fantastic. So because I feel like the characters are probably some like the people who from the first book will be more excited to read about in the second book. Alea, she struggles a bit in the start of Secrets of the Stars. I feel like. Oh, did you see a cat?
I did. I didn't know you had a cat.
It's claws. It's claws.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Just as I was talking about characters, claws comes in. Yeah, sorry, Suki. I'll feed you later. I'll feed you later, Suki. Yeah. So, I mean, one, we do have claws, but like Alea, she struggles quite a bit in Secrets of the Stars because she has to adjust to life on the sea, pretty much, and this whole new dynamic that she's in. So, like, was that a conscious decision to make Alea kind of struggle to like blend in? Like, what was your reasoning behind like wanting to give her that kind of storyline in the second book?
Well, I feel like I wanted to show her and Francis's relationship and Aleja's relationship with, like, you know, Captain Quint, everyone on the ship, and life in the ship. I wanted to show it kind of evolving and deepening. And I like the idea that she's not just automatically brilliant at coping with life on the sea. You know, it's this big change in her life. It's a bit different from like a holiday to basically living there. Um, so I feel like I wanted to show her kind of learning and that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fall out with friends and, you know, argue with friends. It doesn't mean they're going to stop being your friend. Kind of show kids that it's okay to make mistakes and learn from them and make up with people and how to kind of improve your relationship with other people. I was about to say other pirates, but that doesn't really kind of go to their daily lives.
No, but I totally love that. I feel like one of the reasons why I love the second one a little bit more than the first one, because I have such a huge love for the first one, so it's hard to say it's like better because how can you get better than perfect anyway, right? But with the characters, they do deepen. Their relationships do get a lot more complex. Did that make this sequel? Does it make it harder to write a sequel? Like, how did it compare to writing the Ship of Shadows when you're just introducing the characters? Now you've established them. Does it make it harder to, or do you? Is it because you already know them? It makes it easier. Sorry, I'm trying to get my words out. It's the rum. Is it like harder?
I completely get what
we should write net. Yeah, like so, like okay, yeah. So that question, yeah.
Okay, so it made the book a lot easier to write because I knew all of the characters. I've had this whole story kind of mapped out from the very beginning. I've always known the route it was going to take. I've always known the countries they were going to visit. I've always known how it's going to end. So yeah, just writing the characters, it felt like coming home. The book was a hard book to write because I struggle a little bit with writing under contract because suddenly you have like a deadline and, oh my God, when you finish, you've got to give it to your editor. And what if it's terrible? And, you know, the kind of pressure of that and, oh, people are actually going to publish this. When you're writing it, you feel a bit kind of, so that was all kind of playing on my mind. That made it harder to write, but it was an easier book to write than the first one, if that made sense. It was just the conditions of writing it that were hard.
Yeah.
Oh,
I totally get that. No,
okay.
no, I get it. I totally get it. Yeah, especially with because it was a totally different setup to what you would be used to with the Ship of Shadows. So yeah, I totally get it. When you started writing it, like the sequel, what was it that you personally were more excited to write? Because one, I like read like books with pirates in. It's the adventure that I'm usually more invested in. And but was that like, were you excited to delve into that more in the second one, or was it characters you were more excited to write? Was it the world that you wanted to continue to build up, the locations, the new locations that we went to? Like, what was it that really made you go, gosh, I cannot wait to start writing the sequel?
Well, do you know, most authors either say they go for plot or characters first. I'm a little bit more unusual in that I always go for setting first. That's the first thing that comes to me out of all my books. It's always, where do I want to set this? And then I find the characters to put in that setting, and then I find the story to fit around the characters in that setting. So with this, it was very much the locations came first, but because it was a sequel, I was really excited to continue developing like the characters. And like I said, you see a bit more of Valka in the second book. You see kind of a little bit of a backstory of other characters that you didn't see as much in the first book. And because it's like a very big ensemble cast, I liked that we got to spend a little bit more time with some different characters in book 2 than book 1.
Yes, and we did get clothes as well. We got a new character, guys, who I just adore so much. Oh my god, so much love for clothes as well. Love clothes in this book. Always getting into trouble. Yes. But we love it. We are there for it. We love a character that stirs the pot a little bit, and that's exactly why Clothes is there.
Oh yeah, and he's so cute too.
Yeah, you can't stay mad at him. He's just too cute.
Yeah.
So we do end up going on more adventures, and as you said, like settings is the one thing. Well, the first thing that you think of and most excited to write about when you start. So, what kind of research do you do when you start plotting out like where the characters go and what places they visit? Do you do a lot of research online? Do you take out books and read those to try and get a feel for some of the locations that you haven't personally been to yet? Like, what's your story with researching?
Okay, so most of the locations in this book I have been to. So when I was planning
I'm not surprised. You've been everywhere.
There are a few that I haven't been to, but I've been to that country, if that makes sense, but like a different city. So I feel like for me, because I'm a very descriptive writer, like you said, I like to kind of make my settings very sensory, and I find the best way to do that is if I've already been there, because then I know what the local food tastes like, what the air smells like, you know, what the climate feels like, how you feel being there. And I really like to evoke that when I'm writing. But of course, this book is set in the early 1700s. So while I've been to the locations there, they did not look the same. Sometimes they were not named the same. The book opens in Dubrovnik, which in the early 1700s was not called Dubrovnik. It was called Ragusa. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, because that's the first time I've said it aloud.
Oh, yay. We got an exclusive, guys. We got an exclusive.
Yeah, so after I've kind of chosen what settings I would like to kind of get them to sail to, I kind of go online and I start researching, kind of Googling what it was called in the 1700s, what it looked like, what kind of streets were there or monuments were there, you know, were those buildings that I visited still there then, or was something else there instead? Yeah, piecing it together.
Yeah, that sounds like a really fun challenge, actually. A little bit of a jigsaw puzzle as you're kind of building up this story in the way that you're visioning it, because it is fiction. So I guess you're allowed some leeway into like what things look like and how things sounded. I feel like you did a phenomenal job of being able to describe a lot of it, and I feel like it definitely shows in the writing. The fact that you've already been to most of the places, it really does show. And I'm also just a little bit jealous as well. I would love that, which is why as well, guys, as well. I mean, which is why this series is perfect too, is because it does take you on those adventures yourself, and during a time where we can't really travel very widely, this series does a fantastic job at taking you somewhere different. And I would wholeheartedly recommend reading them so that you can explore the world, essentially, which is why I'm so excited to ask you a question that's coming up. But firstly, I know I didn't put this question in the document or anything, but I'm really interested in like how emotionally attached you were to I mean, obviously no spoilers, but like to particular moments and scenes and things that happened in this book. Obviously, I feel like these characters and this story is like your baby, and you are so close to it. Like, so how did you feel with some of the more heavier and more emotional parts of this book?
I felt like it kind of had to happen from the start. I kind of knew it going into this book. So I was very prepared for it to happen. And writing it, it's really hard not to do spoilers.
I know. I'm making you struggle. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. So I was kind of resigned to it, if that made sense. And I think I wasn't overly attached, because of reasons.
I get it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, things happen for a reason, essentially. It's all part of the big plan. It's all part of the big, huge plan of this story. So it's all good. It's all good. Would you, well, actually, I'm trying to think the cover artwork of your stories, like the second book and the first book as well, are illustrated by Carl James Mountford. And the illustrations are absolutely gorgeous. As an author, I mean, this is a cheeky question. Were you ever scared that you were going to get like a rather like rubbish like cover? Because I feel like it would be my worst nightmare as an author that I got a rubbish cover that I couldn't say. But fortunately for you, I feel like you really looked out with your covers because they are out of this world, breathtaking. So when you first saw the cover artwork of the first one and the second one, like, did you like jump up and down with joy? Yeah.
Just sobbing at the screen. No,
it's real. It's actually a thing.
Brilliant. He does such a great job with the Ship of Shadows covers. I love them so, so much. I think the second one is actually my favorite one, especially the spine and the back. I prefer to the first one. I think they're kind of more colorful, more vivid. Yeah. You got like the gold foil on the second one and kind of more depth to it. So I love it even more. Oh yeah.
I've got my
sprayed edges. I love it.
Yeah. My exclusive sprayed edges. These are a Gav exclusive sprayed edge. I need to do this one. What color should I do it? Green? Do you think green would be good for that one? For the second one?
Ooh,
or red?
Red. I think red.
Yeah, red. Red's a good show. I'll do red. Would you like this? Would you like the series to be adapted as a movie series or a TV series? And that was a question somebody submitted, and I'm trying to find it. I remember it off the top of my head, but I'm trying to find it.
I think definitely TV series, specifically Netflix series. I think that would be amazing. Imagine.
Oh my. I can, and I love it. I want it now.
I mean, me too, to be honest.
That would be incredible. Although, actually, saying that though, on Disney Plus, there was this TV show called The Owl House that I watched recently, and that was really, really good. That was an animated. Another one. Would you like it animated or live action for Ship of Shadows? Ooh, that would be so cool.
I wouldn't say no to animated. I would never say no to it, but like live action would be so cool, I think.
I think so too. Who do you think would be the first person cast?
Question. I find this question so difficult. This question is like my kryptonite because like I can never answer it. Every time.
I was gonna say I can't think. Like they would have to, like, we're not casting directors, so like it's so hard to try and picture them as actors.
And I'm not really like up on my child actors either, so
unless the person who plays Lyra in the TV show of Northern Lights, she's really good. His dog Matilda's even.
Oh yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, and then Keira Knightley just for the Pirates of the Caribbean vibes. Because I love her. Could you imagine her as Captain Quint? Sorry. I'm just getting you back for the second book.
Oh, yeah, you are.
We've got some people loving for well, we will do a petition. We will get it made. We will get it done. Okay, I do want to ask more questions about like the future and stuff, but for Secrets of the Stars, what's something you're really proud of about the book? And honestly, like, you can be like, don't be modest, like this is your time to shine. Like, what are you like? I mean, and you should be super proud of all that you've done so far, but what's something about Secrets of the Stars that you're really proud of? You're welcome.
I feel like the adventure just grows to be so much bigger and more epic in this book. I feel like everything gets more epic. They travel so much more. The danger is more intensified. And I fit it all in the same word count. And I'm really happy about that.
That must have been so difficult, especially when you're trying to like I can imagine they would probably wanted to have cut down some descriptions, or with it being a middle grade, maybe they probably wanted it to be a bit more like punchier or just more like to the point. But that's not how we do it in the Strip of Shadows, is it? We describe. Yeah, we paint the picture. Yeah, we describe, we paint the picture.
I love writing.
I do too. Are they not really hard to do though, or is that kind of easy for you?
I find it comes to me quite easily. I find dialogue harder, to be honest with you.
Oh,
which I noticed more I noticed that more in writing adult books than in writing middle grade, especially kind of like when you're in the middle of a Kraken attack or something. There's not a lot of, you know, dialogue that you need to kind of finesse as much. So that kind of really came out more in my adult book. But yeah, generally speaking, I find dialogue harder than descriptions.
Fair, because also like trying to make dialogue sound genuine to each character and get character voices, I can imagine that's really hard. Oh, the girl in Enola Holmes, isn't that 7 from Stranger Things?
Oh, do you mean 11?
Oh, 11. Sorry, 7's my favorite number. That's why. Yeah, 11. 11. Yeah, she will be good. Netflix series that I can order cake to eat while watching. Yeah, we'll cast her. Can you imagine?
Amateur production.
Oh my God, let's do it. Me and you. I was gonna say. We could. I've got a green screen. We could do this.
It's a plan.
Not our costumes. It is a plan. Yeah, I would. Okay, I was gonna say, can you imagine? Can you imagine when you do your Instagram post for like you've got your hot chocolate, you've got the Netflix Ship of Shadows in the background? That would be amazing.
That would be so cool.
That would be incredible. I would love that. So, talking about what's next for the Ship of Shadows series, then, do you have any ideas how many books it's going to be? 2, what you can tell us about book 3?
I can't really talk much about anything at the moment, I'm afraid.
I know. Is there a cheeky question? Oh, sorry. Have I cut out again? Oh my gosh. All right, let's see if I can move again. Let's see if I can move again. Let's see.
Oh.
Am I back?
Not 100%. You're a bit kind of blurry.
Right, this is our brand, isn't it? This is just our brand. Let me move about. Yeah, right, it's lovely. Because I don't want to go upstairs because I feel like the connection would be more. Yeah, right. This is where I'm getting to the questions like I need to know the answers to as well. So I'm going to try in the kitchen. I'll try in the kitchen. Any better in here?
You sound better, definitely.
Why?
Yeah.
Oh, I sound better. Okay, as long as I can sound okay, I guess that's pretty good, right? Right. So can you hear me okay now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. Awesome. So with the future of the series, then, do you know how? Sorry if you can't really answer, but do you know how many books you want in this series? And also, is there anything about the next book that you can tell us, please?
I can't, unfortunately.
Oh.
No, I'm so sorry to be that person, but I can't really. I can't really say anything.
It's so. Especially okay. I totally get it because I totally get it. But I tried to get it out of a few authors about their upcoming books as well in the past, and honestly, I'm terrible for it. I am absolutely terrible for it. I need to know all the answers. Okay. Well, actually, there is something that I really do want to talk about as well, and that is Yeah, that's another book that's coming out by you later on this year, October 28th, I believe. Can you tell us what that is called, what it's about, And are you excited for it to come out?
I'm very excited. So this is Midnight in Everwood. It's my adult retelling of the Nutcracker. And when I say adult, I mean as opposed to children's books. It's written for adults. I recently told a woman about it during our ice skating class, and it took me a good 15 minutes before we both realized she thought I meant I was writing erotica because I'd said it was an adult fiction.
Oh my.
Yeah, so I just want to make that clear. I'm just differentiating between my children's books and my books for adults. So yeah, it's a retelling. It's a retelling of the Nutcracker set between Edwardian Nottingham and Everwood, which is this kind of magical, snow-covered, enchanting place filled with magic, and there's a frozen sugar palace. Follows our main character, Marietta, who wants to be a ballerina. Her parents want her to marry off. And then the mysterious kind of new neighbor, Dr. Drosselmeyer, comes to town, and things start to go in an unexpected direction.
Oh gosh, and I loved it as well. It was a really fantastic read. It was so good. And if people haven't seen the vlog I made for it, like, please do check it out. I feel like I really dig it up.
That vlog was amazing.
Oh, you're amazing. It's easy to do an amazing vlog when the content that I'm reading is amazing too. Yes, please pre-order the exclusive edition from Waterstones because it's gorgeous, isn't it? Like, the actual exclusive edition is gorgeous.
Oh yeah, I love it so much. Oh,
Kendra cried when she got the orc.
Honest, so.
You know what, I did too. I cried when I got it too. We all cried. Yeah, the Waterstones edition is very beautiful. And yeah, and if you guys do like the Nutcracker, or even if you don't, I feel like it's such a unique story on its own 2 feet. Like, I read the original Nutcracker and then the Dumas version right after it, and then I read Midnight in Everwood. And I felt like you didn't even really have to have that prior knowledge. Like, the story stands on its own 2 feet. Yeah, and was that also for Midnight in Everwood? Did you want that to, like, was that your intention for it?
Oh yeah, there are so many Easter eggs in there. If you know the Nutcracker, if you've seen the ballet, and especially if you've read the books, but you do not need to at all. You know, the story stands on its own.
Yeah, 100%. I would say, like, those Easter eggs and seeing the comparisons and the parallels, they were really fun to spot. So if you, like, I would, like, you don't have to, but I would just say, just for the fun of it, you know, read, like, the original, watch the ballet, and just, like, have fun, like, picking out, like, the inspirations and how, like, beautifully told Midnight in Everwood is, and, like, how it connects to things in the Nutcracker. And it's just, oh, it's so good. Like, I could talk about that for, like, 1,500 years. It's so good.
You're so sweet.
Well, are you doing anything for the release for Midnight in Everwood? Do you have any, like, party plans or anything like that?
Oh God, I really, really want to. A while back, some of my author friends and I were saying if we do a launch, we should do it like in formal wear, so we all have an excuse to like turn up in like gowns and, you know, everything. And my agent was like, "Yeah, I love that idea. I'm getting a tiara." And I know, she's so fabulous. So I would love to actually do that, but obviously it depends what we're allowed to do near the time. Haven't made any actual plans yet.
That's fair. And if we do something, like, obviously I'm including myself in the equation, I will wear my ballet outfit underneath my formal wear so that during intermission, I can just... Yeah, I will, with a ballerina outfit underneath, and it's just all pink.
I love it.
Yeah, and then I'll have my tutu, I'll have my wig, I'll do a performance of the Nutcracker in front of everyone, and then that'll be intermission. That's the entertainment sorted.
Right, perfect.
I'm cheap as well, so you don't even need to pay as much. So that was sorted. So we're sorted on that front. I will also add the links to. I don't think I have already. I think I've just added the links to Ship of Shadows. Right, I'll add the links to Midnight in Everwood in the description box, so people can pre-order it. And me, I just want everyone to buy it, okay? And everyone as well. For me, I know you said you've got like 100,000 different stories. after Midnight in Everwood, after Ship of Shadows, like you will still be writing. You'll be writing so much. You've got so many ideas. You have to kind of have that form of outlet, don't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I have so many ideas, both for kind of books for adults and also middle grade. I have so many ideas. It's like so much I want to do.
And it's tearing me apart. I can't say it's just all in there, and I just want to pull them out. Just like I want to know everything. You mentioned middle grade and adult. Would you? I know you said, I think, wasn't the Robin Hood retelling YA, like young adult?
Yes.
Would you write young adult as well?
I mean, I would if I had the opportunity to, but at the moment, I've kind of got my hands full.
You do.
Yeah.
To be fair, you do. You really do have your hands full. Anyway, that concludes all of the questions that I had anyway. And guys, thank you so much for writing some fantastic ones in the comments as well. Just a few comments as well. Love the sound of that. I need great descriptions of settings, food, sounds, smells to imagine the stories. And honestly, yeah, Mia does a fantastic job with that.
Oh, thank you.
Also, like, was it okay that I've been calling you Mia this entire time?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Actually,
sounds really weird to be called Maria. Like, I've been going by Mia since I was 16. So yeah.
For you, that's good. And especially since your adult book is under MA Kuzniar as well, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We've got to differentiate between the middle grade, the adult, and the erotica. You know, it's all got to be different names, different pseudonyms, just so we don't get mixed up.
Very true.
Well, thanks so much, everyone, for joining us in this interview, and thank you so much, Mia, for joining me this night. And honestly, I apologize again for the terrible connection. As you said before, it's a pirate's curse.
It is.
It's a pirate's curse.
Mm-hmm.
Did I take out some like galleons or like doubloons or whatever? Like, did I upset some kind of angry pirate ghost? Like, what did I do?
Maybe it's me, to be honest. I mean, I've already wrecked my laptop this week, so maybe I'm just on a roll.
Oh my gosh, before we go, can you please let us know the story? Because Mia has a story about, I mean, my heart dropped when I saw your tweet. Can you let us know what happened to your laptop?
Yeah, so I kind of write everywhere. I write sitting on my sofa, I write lying on my bed, I write lying on the rug in the living room because it's very fluffy. So sometimes I leave my MacBook on the rug in the living room, which is very fluffy, and my MacBook is silver and my rug is white. So in the night, it kind of blends in. So a few nights ago, day before my book came out, I was kind of lying in bed. I was not lying in bed, I was asleep in bed, and I woke up coughing, had a weird tickle in my throat. I didn't want to wake my husband, so I was kind of like creeping around in the living room looking for like a cough smear or something. And then I had the crunch.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh no.
I stepped on my laptop.
No. I love that you also brought in the great description there as well. Like telling this story, you've got the descriptive, right, and the crunch. You know, I love it. You've described everything. It's beautiful. But oh my God, I'm so sorry that happened. Like that's, what are you going to do next? What's happening to your laptop now?
I have to buy a new one. They said to fix the screen, it would be like so expensive that I may as well just buy a new one because it's 3 years old already. So sad.
Will you still have everything backed up, like all your documents, everything? That's still okay?
Nearly everything. I'm missing one or two little things, but I always back up all my main books anyway. Like at the end of every day, I email everything to myself that I'm working on. So I have all the important things. I'm just missing like a few things I could have used. But the actual laptop isn't broken, so we're going to hook it up to a TV and get the stuff off it that way and buy a new laptop.
Just what you needed. The book launch and then have to get a new laptop.
I know.
Oh, it's the pirate's curse. It's the pirate's curse. It's out to get us.
I just don't like that technology.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. My heart would have dropped, to be fair, but it's okay. Silver linings and everything. Onwards and upwards. The new laptop is going to be better than ever. It's going to be incredible.
And it will never be on the floor.
Never, ever. I know that rug is comfy. I know that rug is beautiful, but maybe don't write there.
No.
Well, yeah. Thank you so much, Mia, for joining me. Is there anything you want to say to everyone before we leave? And then, yeah, we can wrap up.
Oh, I just want to say thank you so much, everyone, for coming, for watching, for your great questions. And to you, Gav, thanks so much for having me again on your channel. I'm so excited to be here, to chat to you. I always have so much fun.
Oh, I love this comment as well. I don't want this to end, but it's almost 2 a.m. I mean, me too. But honestly, we're going to have a big, huge... Yeah, it's just going to be, we're going to have a proper in-person one. We're not going to have internet in our way, and it's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible. So yeah, I also want to say thank you everyone for tuning in. Got some more great interviews lined up. And again, don't forget to purchase Secrets of the Stars. I've got all the links down in the description box, as well as the first one, The Ship of Shadows, if you have not yet read it or bought it, as well as Mia's socials as well. Do go check her out. Her Instagram is the best. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.
Bye.